Is it already done? I think it's time. Welcome here. My name is Sean Stam. Welcome into Stam Studio Network, where we got some coverage from the Daytona International Speedway, not the Oval. We got the road course here tonight. GT4 versus GT3, the 86 Challenge Sim League. This is going to be, it's going to be a blast. Already have these drivers gridded up for this race here tonight. Looking at the race info, quite a cool night from Daytona Beach. 68 degrees Fahrenheit, just 2-mile-per-hour winds here, 30% humidity. Who's producing and commentating? Well, it's your boy, once again, Sean Stam. And if you're newer here, well, that just means you are, well, anybody newer, or you, of course, there in YouTube chat. You guys are the directors. Let me know if, just what you want to see, what you want to hear. We are going to get things started up here as these drivers start their engines. Let's take a look at these grid results, see who's bringing us to the green flag. None other than Joshua Soto. Xiaoran Yu will be starting P2. John Ebersol, he's made it out here tonight. Josh Hunter will be starting right beside Mr. John Ebersol. Thiago P. de Lima, Rob Edgel has also made it out here tonight. Alexei Caleb Greco rounding out row 3. Names continuing to move down. 9th and 10th will be Daniel Parmalee, Benjamin Forward, Taylor Thompson, and Joshua Profana, P12th. Austin Rapp, Nathaniel Redman, got Daniel Higgins, Stone Colby starting 15th and 16th, and this will be a multi-class race here today. GT3 versus GT4. We got some more names, but you will eventually see them on the overlay to the left, the race overlay, as we're getting ready to take the green flag here tonight. And this is something a little bit special, something I have worked my butt off here behind the scenes on. We are going to see some dual wide class action here. GT3 on the top, GT4 on the bottom. Here we go. Out from green flag is out from Daytona International Speedway. Who do you focus on here? The faster class in the GT3, the top of the screen. Here we go, 2x2 for both classes. Oh, and there's already contact, cars spinning. We already have, Amethyst Reese is involved. Quite a few drivers already, still keeping it moving and grooving here throughout the pack. Joshua Soto, John Ebersol works his way up to P2. Action is still all over the track, and there's a huge incident. Many GT4s getting involved. Joshua Holcomb, Rob Edgel involved, and we'll keep things going on here. Man, Joshua Soto, John Ebersol, massive start for these two, getting away from the action here earlier on. Cutting to our leaders of what is GT4 class after what a start. You saw at bottom of the screen. Nathaniel J. Redman able to get away from it all. Nico Colby, Joe Rainey, Daniel Higgins, and Stone Colby will be first through, I think that's 5th through that GT4 class. We are already making our way through the bus stop up in here in GT3. And once again, this pack here in GT4. You are looking at bottom of the screen, leader of it, Nathaniel J. Redman. Joshua Soto continuing to lead up top of your screen, GT3. John Ebersol, and he's looking too wide in that GT4 class. Here comes the draft working its way down the tri-oval for the first time tonight into the hard braking zone of turn 1. Almost a little too wide action for John Ebersol. Josh Hunter, Xiaoran has unfortunately dropped down to P4 after what was quite an eventful start. Here we go, some more too wide heading into turn 1. That is Stone Colby there looking down the inside of his teammate. These are teammates tomorrow night in Sports Car Endurance League. No, sirree. These are competitors here tonight. Gonna make it work, though, into the first horseshoe. This is turns 4 and 5, I believe. Then we'll come to the kink, and then the international horseshoe coming up here next from Daytona International Road Course and a battle for the lead here in GT4. Thiago P. de Lima makes his way back around our GT4 leader, but Nico Colby starting to get just a little bit closer. Already one pick for him there in YouTube chat. We see you, Terry, also working cams behind the scenes with me, helping out the split screen action. Here's some 2x2 action. Ali Xay, Joe Rainey, and he is ready to fight after that Apex Motor Club finish last night. Edward Molina there coming out there in YouTube chat supporting our drivers. And is that some more 2-wide action we see? This is Nico Colby and Nathaniel J. Redmond here for the battle for the lead. Nathaniel J. Redmond will the lead for GT4 there. Nathaniel J. Redmond will retain that spot. That's Ali Xay running a little wide. And our battle for overall lead will be John Ebersol, still looking at down the, he tried the outside there in turn one, not going to make it work. John Ebersol, I'm liking what you're doing here. You don't have to be leading early on at the high banks of the old Daytona International Speedway, but hanging out there, P2, just right there in the draft, the long straightaways here. And, well, you got Josh Hunter kind of right on the same move. And now that we have a moment, let's take a look at the massive incidents that had happened that lap one. We had quite a few incidents here. We're going to start out with Daniel Parmalee, and this is right off the turn of turn 2, right after the green flag came out, heading into the International Horseshoe. Thiago P. de Lima getting involved. Daniel Parmalee goes around. Quite a few other drivers. Benjamin Forehand, Rob Edgell also involved. This time, let's take a look at Rob Edgell's. We'll take a look at his view and just see what he saw and just how fast it happens. He was running P8 here at the moment and then trying to make the outside line. Thiago P. de Lima goes wide. Oh, Rob, he almost made it through. Thiago, he was probably holding the brakes there, was Thiago, but and then Major. Oh, not what you want to see. All right, we're going to keep things moving and grooving. Battle for overall lead. Here we go. Oh boy, we're going to bang some quarter panels. Are we going to meet mirror by mirror here into turn 1? This is Joshua Soto, John Ebersol, newer name within the 86 Challenge League, and I think he is here. He is here to put on a show tonight in that number 900 Corvette GT3. Don't count out Josh Hunter in the Rexy Mobile, that Porsche 911, number 67. As he is right there with these guys. This is Panda Spec Motorsports Red. Lots of these drivers will be competing tomorrow at night in the Sports Car Endurance League. Be sure you tune into that, and hopefully there's not too many cars there to throw the broadcast for a loop, as it has happened before in SCEL. But you know what's also happened is some really hard racing in the 86 Challenge Sim League. This is, once again, John here gets a little loose coming out here of the turn, whatever it is. We're heading back up on the high banks of NASCAR here. Josh Hunter, don't count either of these guys just out just yet. So far, that's pretty much our closest battle on track, but looking back at P5, P6, this is Benjamin Forehand leading Caleb Greco. This gap continuing to shrink ever so slightly, especially after these longer straightaways. Going back out to the lead here. This is once again into turn 1, and that's Joshua Soto, that was race leader, who goes wide. John Ebersol takes the racing line, but he ends up parking it on the apex, goes a little bit too deep into the corner. Slight contact made. That was P3 going around, taking second. Call it first now for Josh Hunter. And then the battle for GT4 lead is starting to heat up as well. This is Nathaniel Redmond, Nico Colby now looking to go. Is that a GT3 making their way around Nathaniel J. Redmond there in GT4? So Nico Colby, unfortunately, still a second and a half back. There are battles all over Daytona International Speedway Road Course. This has been a blast here tonight, looking at both classes. Also, Darren Colby here, speaking of both classes, working his way, trying to make a pass off of Brandon Birch here, and now working on Amethyst Reese, both in the GT4 class. Goodness, this it's so much behind the scenes going on, and you know what else is going on behind the scenes? Those live driver cams. You best believe we got all the Colby. Slater top left, Nico bottom left, Thiago P. De Lima not to Colby in the complete bottom, and then I think that is Darren. It is their bottom right. Daniel Higgins, also not a Colby, will be top right. Daniel Higgins, I'm showing this driver at P18, minus 3 spots on the race. That's P18 overall, obviously. In class, looking at P7 for the driver of the 95. No Dynaco racing scheme, no bright blue that you can see from a mile away here tonight, but Daniel having himself a nice run. And speaking of a nice run, the newer names with us here once again. John Ebersol, there was a little bit of damage earlier on, but we raced with no damage here in the 86 Challenge Sim League. He's continuing to hang right there within a second of our leader, Josh Hunter. Joshua Soto, she all ran right there with them. And then our other newer driver, Rob Edgel, having himself a nice run, also in a Corvette GT3, hot pink, for the driver of the 501 Panda Spec Motorsports. Just mentioned it here, John Ebersol, our only other driver in the Corvette GT3. These drivers, I believe they are teammates tomorrow night in the SCEL League. It's going to be so much fun to watch. Be sure you stick around for that. If you are newer to Daytona, take a look at this track map, and we got some different battles starting to brew all throughout the track. This is John trying to hold off Joshua Soto for P2. Top 3 drivers of each class will get some interviews here tonight on SSN. Logan Nordhoff asking for some Caleb Cam. Let's see what transpires here out of, into turn 1. We could call it for Joshua Soto. John Ebersol, what was a little mirror-on-mirror action will be Joshua taking it through the tri-oval, making it stick on John Ebersol here, and you guys are asking for it. Let's cut to it. Let's see that Caleb Cam. Caleb Greco, the Gecko, running 6th place here tonight. 6th place overall as well as in class. And yeah, I'm liking what I'm seeing here out of the number 5 BMW. Not really too much contact throughout this whole race. I don't think he's even gone around here tonight, just staying out of the incidents. Well, maybe up there into the old turn 1 fiasco of lap 1, but keeping it clean for that number 5 running 6th here tonight. Bottom of the screen is the GT4 of Amethyst Reese, and top of the screen is Caleb Greco. You can kind of start to compare the racing lines and how kind of fast these cars are compared to one another. Amethyst Reese back here trying to reel in. Is that none other than Daniel Higgins? Ooh, it is, and starts to get there a little bit closer out of the bus stop as we're heading back in turn 1 on the Caleb Greco cam, top of the screen here. Yeah. Alrighty, so back out here on the lead, Josh Hunter, Joshua Soto, John Ebersol, 1, 2, 3. These drivers have been at 1, 2, 3 since Xiaoran has unfortunately lost the lead. Right now, the biggest or the closest battle, especially up towards the front of the pack, is between John Ebersol, Joshua Soto. This is quite a inaugural race we've seen out of the number 900. John, I believe that's a driver out of there, Austin, Texas. Super cool to see. And could we even possibly see a top 2, even a win for John Ebersol as he continues to hunt down Joshua Soto and Josh Hunter? Oh, Warren Johnson going off the track there out of turn 3. We'll call that the Sprite Mobile, not where you want to be running. Oh, let's see what happened for Mr. Warren Johnson, the driver of the 24 here tonight. I think he just uses a little bit too much of the curbs, gets those right tires on the turf, or the grass, and well, there's unfortunately no grip out there in the flat grasslands of Daytona. We're going to keep things going, though. Our lead still belongs to Josh Hunter, Joshua Soto, John Ebersol. Our lead for GT4, you have not missed, Daniel Parmalee is now up to P9 here in GT4. I'm showing, or that's GT3. These everything starts to merge into one. Yeah, Nathaniel J. Redmond. This is what I meant to cut here too, unfortunately. That was my bad here. Nathaniel J. Redmond leading us from that GT4 green flag that we saw thanks to SSN split screen. Nico Colby continues, he's not really gaining too much time on our leader in GT4. And matter of fact, let's take a look at those lap time histories between these two. Wow, this is big. Not too often you see a driver start to run faster than a Colby, let alone Nico Colby. Nico in that McLaren, Nathaniel J. Redmond, our leader in GT4, and that Mercedes making it happen here tonight from Daytona. Almost halfway to go. Lap 9 of the race, coming to minute 16 out of 35. Well, now we have Rexy leading the GT3 class as well as overall. Joshua Soto right there with him, P2, and now we have some GT4 drivers starting to get in the way of our lead as they go down a lap. I believe that's Jason Holcomb, the number 96 red and black Mercedes. Now goes down a lap, but still having himself a decent run here tonight, keeping it on the track, up 6 spots from where he started. John Ebersol starting to lose out on this lead. He's now down to 1 second, closes it here a little bit within this next hairpin turn, but this next turn heading on to the high banks is possibly the most important, if not the most important corner here. You're gonna have to get the throttle down as hard as you can, but without losing much traction. Joshua Soto does just that. He's within the draft of our lead driver, the Rexy, the Josh Hunter. We got Ashley here in chat rooting for the old Stone Colby, and I think all Colby brothers are running in the GT4 class. Stone, unfortunately, I'm showing him out of the race at this point as, yes, I've tried to cut to him, P12 in class. Unfortunately brings us to the big whole overall blimp cam here tonight. Slater Colby, however, a little bit different story. Slater just making a pass on Jake Steckler. Nico Colby is right in front of him. This is for P4 in the GT4 class. This battle is not over yet. Here is Jake Steckler. He's going to possibly go to work and find out where he's a little bit better, or just send him through. That's a little bit of contacts, but no harm, no foul. Jake Steckler is up P2, is up 2 spots on where he started tonight. Now to P5. Another great battle here between Caleb Greco and Benjamin Forehand. 2 BMW GT3s, similar, if not the same exact paint schemes, both liquid moly. Oh, that got tight there. Benjamin Forehand takes the spot, and we're going to have to take another look at that, possibly from the old SSN drone cam. That got tight there in turn 1. It's Benjamin on the inside here. I referenced it there. Similar, if not the same paint schemes. No contacts, but Benjamin getting a little wide. They're out of turn 1, and no contacts, but definitely Caleb Greco was, I don't think, really expecting that. Now, if you're just now joining us, or if, well, if you're me, and I'll be honest, I forgot to show it pre-race, let's take a look at those championship points and see who is running where and who has what it takes to possibly take it through the rest of the season here. Thiago P. de Lima, no doubt about it. 151 points, 129 points for Nathaniel Redman, Daniel Higgins, Joe Rainey, Stone Colby, Jake Steckler, Warren Johnson, Slater Colby, Amethyst Reese, and Maxim Guzman will round out our top 10 here in the points. Going just a little bit deeper here, 11th, Josh Hunter, Jason Jin, Bill Wu, Dennis Feng, Ali XA, Nico Colby, Benjamin Forehand, Robert Schwickler, Caleb Greco, Xiao Ran, and Brandon Birch, 22nd in our points running. And that is just crazy because you look at where these drivers are running here tonight. A little bit some newer names, some new faces in some newer places. Josh Hunter still out leading. Joshua Soto will retain P2 for right now, but here, look at this, almost 2-3 wide. That's got a little bit tight there in front of Amethyst Reese. Oh my goodness gracious. Xiaoran still back here, P4 in the Red Bull Acura NSX GT3. Oh, making his way around Amethyst Reese. Speaking of Amethyst, she's having herself a really nice run here tonight. P6 after she got involved in the lap 1, turn 1 snowball ordeal, we could call it. 15 minutes to go. I think it's time. I don't know how you guys do it here. Too much of my voice. I'm going to treat you to a crank it up, treat you to the sights and sounds of Daytona International Speedway. Also, these engines roaring to life. I'll be right back with you here on SSN. Alrighty, crank this puppy back down. We got Thiago P. Yeah, I think that's Thiago P. de Lima there in YouTube chat. Yes, he's now out of the race. Thiago, unfortunate that we have you, well, joining us from the driver infield care center, you could call it. what normally what we see some pace out of you as you're leading our championship running. It's definitely unfortunate. It's involved in that incident earlier on and now out of the race. Rexy, GT3 Porsche 911 still leading Joshua Soto as these two drivers have worked a gap after Mr. Ebersol, that Corvette. This is just a two-car battle for the lead here in GT3. As going back to GT4, Nathaniel J. Redmond is really pulled it over Joe Rainey, but the battle for P2 in GT4 between Joe Rainey, Nico Colby, not going anywhere. Joe taking that spot over Mr. Nico Colby. Here comes Slater right there with him. Got Logan Stanley here rooting for Slater Colby, and if you root there just a little bit harder, possibly get up on the feet, maybe even hit that like button, I think that could be all it takes to see Slater Colby inch ever so closer to little brother Nico there, possibly even take that final interview spot in the GT4 class. Say what you want here about Josh Hunter. We just saw it where he was running in the point standings. This is a great run for the number 67 here tonight. We got a driver off track. Who is that? Looks like Amethyst Reese just going off track here. Manages to get it going. It's still P6 in class. Now let's take a look, see what happens to Miss Amethyst Reese. Unfortunately drops to, I think, lost a spot in this whole ordeal. Yes, unfortunately to Warren Johnson here. See what happens to Amethyst. Ooh, just runs wide out there of, I think that's the West Horseshoe. Correct me if I'm wrong there in YouTube chat. And there you see the Sprite Mobile number 24 going right on by. Alrighty, Josh Hunter still leading barely. Only 0.4 of a second gap. Continues to shrink here just a little bit, and we cut to it earlier on in the race. Comparing the lap differential between these two, it's just been back and forth. Josh Hunter losing out there to Joshua Soto on laps 12 and 13, but they're faster by just the ever so slightliest of margins. They're lap 14. This race will quote it here. Count me in on it. If well, you can quote me if I'm wrong. I think this race will come down to the last lap for both classes. For the lead here, GT3 for P2 and on back for GT4. Speaking of P2 on GT4, here we have Joe Rainey. He has deserved this week in and week out, shown the driver pace as well as the driver patience and even that racecraft. It hasn't really been there for him just yet. So not even his fault of his own, but I'm not going to speak too much about it because we have seen too many times the Sean and Tater curse strike here on SSN. Going to keep things all going forward for the driver of the 17 here so far tonight. Alrighty, this gap continues. Well, it's the same between Joe Rainey and Nico Colby. The same exact gap for P2 is the same gap for P1. Overall, now has fallen back to a little over half of a second. Joshua Soto still is right there with Joshua Hunter. You can't count out either of these drivers. Also, is John Ebersol, although he's 5 seconds back, is he close enough to possibly pounce on a little bit of a send on one or two of these drivers? We got brake rotors glowing. This is starting to get down to the good stuff here. Just under 10, 7 minutes to go. Starting to get good here. Here comes Nico Colby, Slater Colby, also Warren Johnson. Don't count him out of a P7, trying to hold off these GT3 drivers here, different class, but making this P7 work here out of the number 24 camp. Darren Colby here is in a great battle with, who is that? Jason Holcomb it is. This is for P20. This is, well, what it makes up P11, P10 in class. I don't think this battle has left us since the green flag has dropped. Been kind of nose to tail since then. Well, it occurred after the huge incident there in turn one. And actually, Darren Colby and Jason oh my gosh, Jason Holcomb have had an incident just a little bit earlier on, a couple laps ago. We'll take a look and see what happened between these two. So this is Jason Holcomb, the driver in front of the hot pink machine. And then heading up here into the high banks. Oh, opens up the corner too much. And man, the 14 of Darren Colby has a grill full of Jason Holcomb. But both these drivers get the magical fast repairs as we continue to tick down further in this race. The 37 is looking right at the back of Warren Johnson here. Here we go, possibly our last side-by-side here tonight. Oh boy, Josh Hunter is leading us, but Amethyst Reese is right there with Warren Johnson, makes the pass on that number 24 Sprite machine. Nose to tail, this is the lead of the race. Top of your screen, battle between Warren Johnson and Amethyst Reese, side by side. Here we go. It runs our even door quarter clear for Amethyst, takes the spot back over Warren Johnson. Oh, Warren giving a little flashy of the lighties there. I mean, I don't know if you can't like what you saw out of Amethyst Reese. What a pass for 17th place overall. I believe that's P5 in class. Battles all around the track continuing to heat up. Also, the driver cams are heating up. At this point, I bet you are sweating here. Thiago, unfortunately, out of the race. Darren is in it. Daniel Higgins in it. Nico Colby. Slater Colby. Starting to get to the good stuff here to the end of the race. Here's Nico Colby right on the back bumper of Jake Steckler, who gives way here coming into, is this out of turn 4? Looks like it going to be the tri-oval the next time by. And then the infamous turn 1, who is just a slight bit later on the brakes. Jake Steckler not even playing defense, leaves the bottom open, but he's able to get a little bit later on the brakes here. Nico says, screw that though, I'll make the old broadcaster look real good. Nico taking P14 overall, which translates to P4, inching ever so closely to Slater Colby. Once again, is that last driver interview spot in the GT4 class. Joe Rainey still holding him off for P2. Alrighty, well, Josh Hunter gap is a little over half of a second, or excuse me, a little under half of a second here. Joshua Soto has been giving it his all. We are approaching just, 2-3 laps to go from Daytona Beach. Man, Joshua Soto, if there's anything left in the tank, you got to give it here now as he really opens the corner here into turn 1. Not even as much as Joshua Hunter. Is that where the difference is being made? Opening up these corners as well as opening up the corner exit. Look at him getting to the far left side of the track here, heading into the West Bend Horseshoe. International Horseshoe is coming up next, unless I have him crossed. Heading up into the kink now. You got to have some cojones heading up into here. GT3's making it look easy. Probably flat out into here. I know you're not flat out in other racing machines, possibly not even in the GT4. Speaking of GT4, here comes Slater Colby. He is sniffing the back bumper. Nico Colby flashing those headlights heading up in here into turn 1. No, not really a send out of Slater or Nico Colby. Jake Steckler, unfortunately, getting past here, drops down now to P5 for this GT4 class. Okay, I have now caught my breath at least ever so slightly here. Joshua Soto, he's my pick to win. I mean, we're coming to the last couple laps. He's still within the slipstream, within that draft, and we mentioned this just at Apex Motor Club last night, coming to the last lap of Sebring. Who has possibly just the more NASCAR, more oval experience, gonna have to see the air, make it work. Here we go, side by side, white flag lap is out. Put that on a t-shirt, it is my favorite phrase. Oh, there's contact between the two drivers. Front two go spinning. John Ebersol has a chance to win this race. Joshua Soto still stalled out. Josh Hunter is also stalled out. John Ebersol to the lead in the GT3 Corvette. He's got Xiaoran right there with him. One more lap to go. White flag lap. Red Bull Acura NSX versus the Panda Motorsports Red. Oh, this race is going to come down to centimeters here. Who is your pick to win? Let me know in YouTube chat. Also, really quick, Slater Colby, Nico Colby is also going nose to tail on track. Our last time here at Side by Side tonight. This is, you're looking at GT4, Nico Colby, Joe Rainey, Slater Colby on the bottom, 3 wide. This is top of your screen, battle for the race win. John Ebersol just has to make it through the bus stop. This is a task that's, you cannot play this lightly. Who breaks just a little bit later as still the battle on GT4, bottom of your screen. Here we go, final turn, final chance for Xiaoran to make a move. Not going to have the run. This is going to look like John Ebersol's, his inaugural race here at the Daytona International Speedway, the road course, the GT3 driver, Corvette, flash those lights, John Ebersol, Panda Spec Motorsports, give him the win here tonight from Daytona International Speedway. Congratulations, burn it down. Xiaoran will finish out here P2, Joshua Soto taking P3, Josh Hunter brings it down here into the pits for P4. Will he continue to lose spots as Benjamin Forehand? This is going to be a little close coming down to the line. Josh Hunter not passing it yet. Here comes Benjamin Forehand. Oh, that's going to be tight for P4. Give it to Josh Hunter. Caleb Greco coming, flashing his lights around the out of NASCAR turns 3 and 4 here tonight. Oh, Caleb Greco will finish P6. Rob Edgell bringing it home P7 after a snowball effect here into turn 1. Daniel Parmalee, Ali Xe, Andreas, Nathaniel J. Redmond bringing it across the start-finish line will make this official. Congratulations, winning GT4 class. What was a great battle. Nico Colby taking it here. Will across the start-finish line, P2, Nico Colby. Joe Rainey not checking up because he cannot in time. Call that Joe Rainey, P3. We finally get a Joe Rainey interview. Slater Colby just misses out on those interviews. P4 and GT4 class. Burn these puppies down for all of these drivers involved here tonight. What a race. What a finish here on Stam Studio Network. Amethyst Reese will bring it home P7, 17th overall, Warren Johnson. Bringing it home P8, that number 24 Sprite Mobile. Oh, this is going to be a little bit to break down. Thankfully, not as much as last night at Apex Motor Club. We still have drivers finishing, and we'll bring you the overall results. Drivers, if you're listening, get up here into the driver interview chat at the 86 Challenge Sim League Discord. Be right back with you after word from our sponsors here on Stam Studio Network. Actually, here, finally race results. We'll take a look at these, then a word from our sponsors.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race.
Alrighty, welcome back here to Stam Studio Network, where I am with our third place in GT3. You got a copy, buddy?
Yes. Hello?
Okay, well, if you can, walk us through your race or what even transpired there. There were quite a few wrecks that had occurred, but you ended up P3 on the day. Unfortunately, I think you started out there on the pole, so definitely had the pace here tonight.
Oh yeah, definitely had the pace coming out. Going into quali, yeah, had a really good setup in qualifying, and transferring over into the race, I didn't have a race setup, so I had to just pick one really. Yeah, so I had to pick one really quick, and I ended up going with like a stock setup from iRacing, and then it somehow worked. And you know, racing with the top three guys, they were really quick. We managed to make a breakaway, me P1 and P2, and then going towards the end, yeah, had a bit of a misjudgment going into turn one. I was trying to do a under over, and yeah, it just didn't go too well.
Well, it'll go well enough here for P3. Joshua, anybody who makes it happen here for you tonight?
Yeah, I'd like to thank Academy Sim Racing, my sponsor, and I'd like to thank my friends and my family.
Oh, the most important people that make it happen here tonight. Thank you, Joshua, for taking a quick word here for our driver interviews.
All right, thank you, Sean.
Alrighty, we're going to cut to the rest of our interviews. We got quite a few of them coming, but real quick, I mean, we see Logan there, Melina in chat, Brandon, also Warren Johnson. We appreciate everybody there joining, and YouTube could not be doing it there without you guys. And, well, you've been waiting for it. Let's give you those driver interviews. We're going to start with our race winner.
I closed my eyes and shotgunned it.
All right, here's the interviews.
Yeah, here we go. John Ebersol. Man, first race for you here in this league. You got a copy, man?
Yeah.
Alrighty, well, it's, wait for things to update here. There we go. Race winner here tonight in GT3. And overall, what was it like here for you, especially as you passed the two cars that were spinning and you kind of took over the lead there?
Yeah. It was definitely a struggle trying to just keep up with the guys that are much, I would say, at least a second faster than I am on average, but being able to keep up in consistency. I had a few mess-ups, but just being able to constantly do out the same laps every time and just focus on that, it looks like it worked.
Man, the consistency will be key. I noticed you and old teammate Rob Edgel were the only drivers running the Corvette GT3s here tonight. How did they feel at Daytona?
I mean, it feels fine. I know we ran them as a team back for the Daytona 24, as well as we do it for other races as well, and it just feels like a decent overall pick once you find the right setup to balance the car out.
Oh, you definitely got it there here tonight. John, is there anybody who makes it happen, or anybody who you'd like to shout out here tonight for your race win?
Just shout out Rob and all the other drivers for Panda Spec Motorsports. If you want to learn that endurance, always feel free to hit us up, and we'll teach you.
Hey, don't take that lightly, guys. John, Rob, these guys know how to get it done in the endurance side of things. Check out Panda Spec Motorsports, and best of luck there to you guys tomorrow night in the Sports Car Endurance League out at Virginia International Raceway.
Oh yeah, that'll be a fun one.
It'll be fun for the drivers. It'll be a little bit hectic here in the broadcast booth. That's like 100 drivers I'm trying to load in at once, but Once again, best of luck here for you tomorrow night, John, and have a great rest of your night, man. Sharan coming in P2. Once again, please correct me if I am wrong or butchering your name there, but man, you got a copy, man?
I messed up the race start. I totally messed up and lost my front row. That's my fault. And I tried to catch John on the last lap. He did really well on last lap. I messed up my bus stop. And I didn't even know the P1 and P2 crashed by that time until I saw the start finish line. I was like, that's pretty surprising.
Well, yeah, here we're going to look at the, I think the race restart here, and you went off track here a little bit, but I mean, to get all the way back up to P2 after kind of what had transpired, that was pretty special to watch happen. And that Acura NSX GT3 looks pretty fast out here on track. Is there anybody that you would like to thank or that gets this done here for you tonight?
Thanks to my team. I also have an endurance team with my teammates. But we did GTPs on Daytona 24, so I never drove a GT3 on this track. I think it's a pretty decent lap time for first day. Yeah.
I would say so, and that takes more skill than people think. You think, oh, sure, he's driven on this track before. Oh, GTP, GT3, completely different cars. That's really special for you to come up with a P2 here tonight.
Yeah. I think if they didn't crash, they probably P4. Yeah. I got it. Yeah. Right.
Well, thank you, man, and hopefully you have a great rest of your night or wherever it is there for you. And we're gonna cut to Joshua Soto. If you got a copy, last driver in the GT3 interview, you got a copy in that 777 machine. Oh, I already did Joshua Soto. That's right. All right. So that will present Nathaniel J. Redman, our race winner here in the GT4 class. Nathaniel, you got yourself a copy?
Yes, sir.
All righty, man. What a race. That's looks like you kind of drove away with it there in the GT4 class. That 3,900 I rating coming in clutch there. What was your race like here tonight?
It was fun. I think, as everyone here can agree to, I think the start was absolutely beyond hectic. I got pretty lucky, avoided some crashes there at the beginning. I tried to give us some space on the race start, but it just wasn't enough, even as much as I left. So I got through it lucky. I was really hoping Nico would catch up. He was so much faster than me outside of the bus stop and the one before that. So I was kind of hoping we would have a little bit of a battle, but he drove great. Everybody else drove great. I just got a little lucky at the beginning. Had a fun race and had a good time.
Well, thanks for joining us for a quick little interview here, Nathaniel J. Redman. Congratulations on your win once again. Who makes it happen for you here tonight?
No, just Warren Johnson, 86 Challenge. They make it happen. Let me in the league and let me have some fun with you guys. So appreciate y'all and having a lot of fun.
Thanks, Nathaniel.
Thank you, Nathaniel. We're going to cut down here to Nico Colby, Joe Rainey, and then last, but most certainly not least, I believe league owner, Mr. Warren Johnson, will be last up here tonight. But Nico Colby, you got a copy, man?
Yeah, I got a copy.
All righty, this is a second night in a row chatting with you here. What was the old McLaren GT4 like, and how was it getting a handle on it compared to the MX-5s last night at Sebring?
The MX-5s are definitely more slippy. You have to catch them a lot. This handles better, a lot more fast, like probably 50 miles an hour faster on the straights.
And can't forget that downforce out the butt there. That was super special watching you work your way there back up to your P2 finish in class. Nico, who makes it happen for you here tonight, man?
Just everyone that races with us. Warren for hosting the league. Stam for the broadcast, and just everyone that makes it fun on this sim.
Nico,
Mom
you
and Dad.
make it even more fun. Oh yes, cannot forget Melina, Darren, Colby there as well. Mom and Dad Colby. It's so much fun to watch, and Nico, once again, congrats on your P2. We'll catch you, tomorrow night and then next Monday.
Yeah.
night.
Thank you.
Alrighty, good luck to you, man, tomorrow night. And with that, we're going to cut to Joe Rainey. Only 2 drivers left here. Stick with us here on SSN. Joe Rainey, finally get to talk to you in a driver interview. You got yourself a copy.
I tried to give it up, but it didn't work. So.
Oh, no. Well, that's a great way to walk us through it. What was kind of that last lap like for you? And even fighting off Nico Colby week in, week out.
Yeah, luckily, yeah, I was gonna say, luckily, yeah, Darren got in the middle of it and kind of helped. He actually probably helped me a little bit. I ended up probably with third either way, but yeah, he definitely helped. So, no, it was. I mean, Slater and Jake were catching us pretty quickly, or catching me and Nico, and so yeah, I mean, but lucked out in the end. So worked out.
Well, thank you, Joe. That's it's nice talking to you. I appreciate you having me on every Wednesday night. Who makes it happen for you here tonight in the 86 Challenge Sim League multi-class?
Oh, we always appreciate Warren and all the time he puts in to do this. Also, you guys at STAM for putting this, for making this fun and exciting, and all the racers that show up. I mean, getting, if you can get, like in this case, what was there, 20 drivers? 24. I mean, 25 people today that signed up. So, I mean, that's what makes it really happen. So it's great. Yeah.
It is, man. So great to watch. I imagine how fun it is to race. Cannot wait till the off season till I can get door to door with you guys there. But until then,
It'll be fun.
Oh yeah, it's most fun. Definitely watching you up here from the booth. Joe, you have a great rest of your night. And with that, one more driver to go. Mr. Warren Johnson, driver of the GT4 number 24 Sprite Mercedes. Warren, you got yourself a copy, man.
Yeah, I'm here. How you doing, Sean?
Oh, I am doing great now. How are you doing after your, I think that's 18th overall, call it, let's see, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th in class. Yes, sir.
It was a good race. I was trying to hold on to my top 5. I think I started 5th or 6th or something. I really wanted to be in the top 5, but that's all right. A lot of these guys are much faster than me, and I'm happy with 8th. I'm happy to be here. So it's it's all good. But no, I had a good race. I was racing with Daniel Higgins there, and I was messaging him the other day, talking about racing aggressively and how I'm usually a little timid in my own league because I don't want to mess anybody up and whatever. But when he came up, I was like, yeah, we're gonna race hard like we talked about, and we did. So and that was a fun time. He's faster than me though, so he went on by after a while, and he did a couple good moves on me. And then racing with Amethyst there at the end. Me and her always, for some reason, we always end up like on the last lap, neck and neck somehow. So that's just another one of those.
Well, I think if we've learned anything here tonight, Warren Johnson, you will definitely keep your word, whether it's all on racetrack or off the racetrack too. But definitely, that was so much fun to watch, and I can't wait until you get to see the. I knew it was coming, but the surprises that I was able to show here on the broadcast tonight, I can't wait for your feedback on that. And well,
the dual cam.
Oh yeah, the old dual cam classes. That was too much fun, man.
I can't wait to see that. It's gonna look really good. Yeah, you're doing a good job, man. Honestly, we've been improving the league, and you've been improving the broadcast every race, it seems. So it's good to see that.
Well, I really appreciate that. So much goes on here behind the scenes. I feel like an octopus. I need 8 arms here instead of just 2. But
I know. Yeah, I can imagine trying to control 2 accounts on there, and that's wild. But yeah, just like to thank everybody that came out, all the new people. We had a bunch of new people tonight out. That was really cool. We had 24 total. That's the most we've had in a little bit, in a few weeks. So it's really, really good to see that. Yeah, congrats to the winners. They did phenomenal. Nathaniel on that GT4, for some reason, is just unbelievably fast. He had a good win tonight.
Fuel, man.
I know. I don't know what's going on there. We might have to check his computer or something.
Yeah.
And then, who got the GT3 win? Soto?
John Ebersol, man.
John Ebert. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, first race too. That was wow. Right, great, good job to him, and thanks to all the people from Apex Motor Club in Arizona that race with us every single race. We couldn't have built it without you guys too. Let's be honest here. You guys have helped out a lot. All the Colby family, they're awesome, and love racing with those guys. And mom and dad help out their kids, and they hop in the races. It's really cool to see. So yeah, I'm looking forward to the rest of the season. We're winding down here. Only a few races left in each season, and we're gonna crown a champion.
Cannot wait for that. And then it is I would have said my time to shine, but no, the pace I've seen out of you drivers here tonight. It'll be interesting to see where I end up. But regardless, thank you, Warren. This has been a blast. I can't wait till Monday. But until then, best of luck to you and Nico there tomorrow night in SCEL out of Virginia.
Yeah, we're gonna try to get that win tomorrow. We've been due for a win in that league. We know we can do it. He's fast enough, and we both know VIR pretty well. So, hopefully I'm not speaking too soon. Probably gonna spin on the first turn now.
Yeah, right.
But it's gonna be fun.
The Sean and Tater curse, I know how that goes. The Warren Tater curse might start joining us. But until then, you'll have to see tomorrow. Hopefully my PC can handle it, because that is damn near 100 drivers.
You got two now. You can you'll be all right.
Oh boy, yeah, we'll see. Alrighty.
Hey, give me that mid-race interview too. Don't forget.
Okay.
Yeah, if you want to do me too, I will get him.
Oh,
Yeah, get in there with Nico.
Both of you. Okay, I'm writing it down right now so I don't forget.
Competition caution. We'll be there. Competition caution, and then whenever you want to run like a straightaway or I don't know.
Yep.
Alrighty, boys. Sounds good. I appreciate it. Everybody, you guys here racing, you guys in YouTube land. It's been Sean Stam here on Stam Studio Network. Have a great rest of your guys' night.
All right. Yeah, that one.